Ah, my friend, come a little closer. Let me tell you something that might make you chuckle, blush, or even sit a little taller in your chair. You see, when you hit 80, people assume you're just some old relic waiting for the next bingo night. They don't expect you to talk about attraction, especially the kind that crosses age gaps. But here I am, an old man with silver hair, telling you there's still a spark in these bones. And you know what? Sometimes that spark still catches someone younger by surprise. Now, don't look at me like that. I'm not saying I'm a heartthrob. I left that nonsense behind decades ago. But life has a funny way of showing you that charm doesn't have an expiration date. In fact, if you're an older man who carries himself right, you might be more attractive now than you ever were in your 20s. And some younger folks, yes, even those decades younger, find that irresistibly appealing. So let me take you through the 7 signs you're an attractive older man with age gap appeal. And don't go anywhere, because sign number 4 is the one that always makes people raise their eyebrows and say, "Oh, that explains a lot." But first, here's a little story to warm you up. I was sitting at a coffee shop last month, minding my own business, wearing my usual navy blazer, a crisp white shirt, and my favorite old leather shoes that have worked through more memories than I can count. A young lady, couldn't have been more than 35, walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, but you have such a distinguished presence. Are you an author or something?" I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my cappuccino. Me? An author? No, but I told her I've written a lifetime of stories on my face. And that, my friend, brings me straight to sign number 1. Sign number 1. You carry yourself with unshakable confidence. Here's the thing, friend. When you're young, you try to impress people. You worry if your hair looks good, if your car is fancy enough, if your words sound smart. But when you're older, you've already been through all that nonsense. You've loved, lost, won, failed, cried, and laughed again. And that gives you a quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need shouting. Women, especially younger ones, can feel that. It's in the way you walk into a room, not rushing, not slouching, but owning your space like you've got nothing to prove. It's in the way you speak, calmly, thoughtfully, without the need to brag. It's in the way you look at someone directly, like you're actually seeing them, not just their surface. When you have that calm confidence, you become magnetic. Younger people aren't just attracted to the way you look, they're drawn to the way you make them feel. Safe, heard, seen. Have you ever noticed how a confident man doesn't even need to say much? He can just smile slightly, raise an eyebrow, and the whole room pays attention. That's you, my friend, if you've lived long enough to let go of the insecurities of youth. But here's a little hook for you. This confidence becomes even more powerful when paired with the next sign, because it's not just about how you carry yourself, but what you carry with you. Sign number 2, you've got layers of life experience. Now let me tell you something, friend. Youth might bring smooth skin and a fast metabolism, but it can't bring wisdom. You, as an older man, have lived through decades of change. You've seen music evolve, technology explode, love deepen, and sometimes fall apart. You've learned lessons the hard way, maybe even the heartbreaking way. When you speak about life, it's not theory, it's truth. And younger people, they can sense that. They're tired of boys who talk big but haven't been tested. They crave depth, someone who has stories to tell. Someone who has perspective that stretches beyond Instagram trends. I remember chatting with a young man who was fretting about turning 30. 30! He said, "Paul, I feel like I'm running out of time." I laughed and told him, "Son, at 30, you're still reheating the soup. The feast hasn't even been served yet." He looked at me like I'd just unlocked a secret door in his mind. Experience makes you interesting. It makes people want to sit with you a little longer, listen to your voice, and ask, "What was it like back then?" And when you're interesting, my friend, you're attractive. Simple as that. But oh, it gets better, because while wisdom is alluring, there's something even more powerful, something that makes younger people lean in closer. Sign number 3, you have emotional control and patience. Now this one is a game changer. You see, when you're younger, your emotions are like wild horses, running everywhere, kicking up dust. But by the time you're my age, you've tamed those horses. You don't explode over little things. You don't chase drama. You don't need constant validation. And let me tell you, that is like a breath of fresh air to someone younger who's used to emotional roller coasters. You're calm in a storm. You listen without interrupting. You give advice without judging. That makes people, especially younger ones, trust you. And trust, my friend, is more attractive than six-pack abs or flashy toys. Younger women and even younger men looking for a mentor feel something they don't often find: stability. They see a man who's been through the worst and still stands strong, and there's something deeply appealing about that. Now let me pause here for just a moment, friend. If you're enjoying this little heart-to-heart, do me a favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment below with which sign you think you've got already, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. It helps keep these stories alive, and who knows, maybe you'll inspire someone else to embrace their age with pride. All right? Now, back to the good stuff. Sign number 4, you still have style, and it's effortless. Oh, this one is my favorite. You know why? Because it's fun. When you're older and attractive, you don't need to follow trends. You don't need to wear skinny jeans or chase the latest sneakers. You've developed your own timeless style. Maybe it's a well-fitted blazer, clean shoes, and a good watch. Maybe it's a crisp white shirt with rolled-up sleeves that show you still have some strength in those arms. Maybe it's just the way you smell. Subtle, masculine, not overwhelming. When younger folks notice a man is put together, it shows you take care of yourself, that you respect yourself. And trust me, when you walk into a room looking sharp, with your silver hair combed back and a hint of cologne, heads still turn. I've had young people say, "Wow, you look so classic." And that's the magic word, classic. You're not competing with the youth. You're playing in your own league. Now here's the hook I promised you. This sign, it's the one that makes people realize attraction isn't about age, it's about energy. And when you still have that spark, people can feel it. Well, let's not stop here, because style is just the surface. The next sign is where true age gap appeal hides. Sign number 5, you're unapologetically yourself. When you've lived 8 decades, you stop pretending. You don't care if someone thinks you're too blunt, too old-fashioned, or too slow with technology. You're just you. And that kind of authenticity, it's rare. It's refreshing. Younger people are bombarded with fake perfection online, filters, edits, facades. So when they meet a man who is completely real, who says what he means, laughs at himself, and doesn't try to impress, it feels like a relief. I once told a younger friend, "Son, I can't keep up with all your apps, but I can tell you exactly how to fix a broken heart." He laughed and said, "Paul, you're the realest guy I know." And I thought, exactly. Being real is your superpower. But you want to know what makes this authenticity even more attractive? It's when it's paired with the next sign. Because, oh friend, this is the one that makes you unforgettable. Sign number 6. You know how to make others feel special. This might be the biggest secret of them all. Attractive older men, really attractive ones, don't just talk about themselves. They don't dominate the room. They make others feel important. You look someone in the eyes and really listen. You remember little details about what they said. You tell them, "You have a wonderful laugh," or "You're smarter than you give yourself credit for," and you mean it. Younger people are starved for genuine attention. When you give it, not to manipulate, but simply because you care, they light up, and that light reflects right back on you. They start to think, "Wow, there's something so warm about him." And warmth, my friend, is more seductive than any chiseled jawline. But we're not done. Oh no, because the final sign ties everything together. Sign number 7, you radiate peace and joy. At the end of the day, here's the truth. Attraction isn't just about looks, money, or status. It's about energy. And when you've made peace with your life, when you're happy, grateful, and content, that energy shines through. You smile more easily. You laugh at yourself. You don't carry bitterness or anger. And people, especially younger ones, can feel that. They want to be near it. They want to soak it up. Because deep down, they're looking for that same peace. I can't tell you how many times someone younger has said to me, "Paul, I just like being around you. You make everything feel calmer." That's the kind of attraction that doesn't fade. It doesn't depend on age. It's timeless. So there you have it, my friend. The 7 signs you're an attractive older man with age gap appeal. You carry yourself with confidence. You have layers of experience. You've mastered emotional control. You've still got effortless style. You're unapologetically yourself. You make others feel special. And above all, you radiate peace and joy. And let me tell you, if you've got even one of these signs, you're already more appealing than you realize. Age isn't a barrier. It's an advantage when you use it right. So don't slouch. Stand tall. Live fully. Smile often. And don't be surprised if someone younger notices that glow you thought you'd lost. If this little talk made you nod, smile, or even rethink how you see yourself, then stick around. Like this video, drop me a comment with which sign you relate to the most, and subscribe for more of these heart-to-heart chats. Because, friend, I've got plenty more stories to tell. Now go on, be the attractive older man you already are.